Hi, welcome back. I got a couple of things. Well, I did a couple of things. While I was down in the basement yesterday, uh, on the way back, it occurred to, well, I was thinking about building more up toward, I have it here, the suburban village. Which is a long term. It's not like we ever really get done. I think, I got this before, where is it? 114.3 destroyed it. I mean, amidst. I have, I just made a map of. It's a little weird because I think it presumes 114. Though I started this map in 111, so I think that's the island that doesn't exist because I didn't want it, but that's where the suburban village is, and then that's where I'm thinking about plotting toward, and so on. Up there is kind of like a red sand desert and a mine shaft, I think. Witch hut, which we've seen a while back. It's still there, evidently. And then so on and so on, and you get up here, and that's a mushroom island. And then just generally, we've got whatever exists. So yeah, I'm plotting toward that. This is 0 by 0, which is where the house is. The well, zombie spawner is actually right about there. I'm typically around. Well, I'm not sure why I'm there, but like negative 128 squared, which I guess is right there. That must whatever that little triangle or maybe diamond. I'm not sure what it was. This is a PNG. I can't really move it around too much. Spawn point that the little island I'm on, so you can't actually see that, but it does exist under the icons. Yeah, I'm plotting long term about linking up bridges and having villages all along, and then there's a village we abducted our villagers from in the first place, etc. And then we have stuff. I don't know. I might just make a whole corridor of villages all the way up to here. Certainly up to here where it's already existing. It would be fun, but given enough time and enough, I don't know, ideas for building little cities and things, we could have just a whole kind of Manhattan Island deal. It's not an island, but you get the point. And then we got more, what the hell are they? Ocean monuments in there. All through. There's a big sea, kind of. What doesn't show up on here, annoyingly, is I don't recognize anything that would be. I don't think there's any, because there's like the end portal, basically. I don't think there's any indication where spawners are, which I kind of wish I could know in advance, but it doesn't really. I'll find them. It doesn't matter. So, oh, it's raining. How nice. I don't care. Let's go to bed. All right. So I was in the basement. I got the Wentworth thing. It's in the strictest sense, it's operational. I got it worked out. I don't like it. I'll show you in a minute. The more I think about it, the more I've been playing with it, trying to get it to do anything. Incidentally, here should be at least 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we are still getting iron. Probably less than before because they've nerfed something, but I don't care. It's fine. Coming back through the basement, I figured I would hit this and all of my mending stuff I would fix, which I did. I also brought up in a couple of trips with 4 shulker boxes. I brought up all of the damn cobblestone from clearing out the basement. So I've also got charcoal in here because it's so much faster than the damn bamboo. So I threw in what I had. I just set the shulker boxes down on these things, which they're finally getting to the point that I have this left, that, and then of course these 2. So that's like 30 stacks, plus whatever's still in here, because I filled this up and then realized I was going to have a problem, so I just shulkered onto, and I finally got rid of them because they had drained. So we basically have, 53 and a half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 180. Well, yeah, we have That can't be right. 18. What? Hang on. 6 times... Oh, 5 is 30. Plus 53 and a half. So like 83 and a half stacks of cobblestone left to go. Which I have a reason. I do have the... Up there is a stone generator I can hit with silk touch and just get straight stones. But, that's not what I want. I do have an interest in having stone. I just want to make stone bricks out of it and use it for bridges and whatever. So I've got space left for call this empty because I mean this basically amounts to that and probably that. So I've got more or less 2 double boxes left, which is 108 stacks. So there's room, and then there's cacti still coming in again because I had it all jammed up for a long time. But it is, well, there comes one now, and it goes in somewhere, and that somewhere is here. And it, we'll have that at the end. Cacti, the primary, in fact, the only use, really, for this green dye at the moment is building up experience in this thing, and then I can use it to recharge things. I don't have any, to my knowledge, no, I don't have any. I would have to expand them to get it to happen. I don't have any, villagers who want green dye or even lime dye at the moment. I'm going to grab one of the... Well, I'm going to do this, is what I'm going to do. It occurs to me that with the slimes still in the basement, they're not in the true basement. They're, you know, where we've got all the carpet. Let's just focus on having kind of... Hang on a minute. Let me get that in there. It's 27, so we'll just fill this thing up, and then there's a cat trying to escape apparently. Pick that up because it's full, and did I get it? Who knows? Okay, they're all the same. So grab, you know what I'm going to do is just to remind myself not to do a stupid thing. Okay, we're done. I'm going to need a slot open. I want to make carpet with those things, and carpet being, you know, 3 to 2. I've made the mistake before, so I'll make carpet, and then I don't have a slot for the damn carpet. I get, you know, there's no room for the spillover slot thing. It doesn't work. So, yeah, let's talk a little about over here, which I can just run, I don't care. Yeah, this is all pretty clean. I mean, there are some holes in the walls, so you get the occasional... I tried to fix it, I don't know, I'll get to it more. I'll just... All of these walls I'm going to replace with stone bricks. I've done it, you can't really tell from here, but there, in the distance, you can kind of see that that's sealed up because there were just creepers pouring out of that place. That's something to do, and it'll match with the... What is that, 2 or 3? I guess it's 2. These will all be like that. First, I wanted to look at... Okay. What I've got, which is... I'm not even sure what state I left it in. I got this, and I don't like it, and I'm going to fix it in a pretty simple way. This is entirely open right now, so let's close that. Might as well do this, because when zombies convert to drowned, this can just be open, because I got to go back in there at some point. When they convert, they apparently get all their health back. So it doesn't really benefit me to drop them very far, which is part of the reason I don't like this system very much. But soon enough, we should get some zombies spawning, because now we're in range of that spawner. And they won't take all that long to get pushed by water down into this thing. There's one. So, this doesn't work on kids, but the odds of getting a zombie kid out of a spawner are low enough, it's not really a concern. I mean, it happens, but it's not, you can also get chickens, I think. But, yeah, they'll, once they've been underwater for 30 seconds, they're incurable. They'll start shuddering, and whether there's water there or not, they'll just stay. A neat thing that happens, watch when the first one becomes a drowned, a Wentworth thing. It will start swimming. That one's going to go. And they'll actually get out of each other's way, which is sort of neat. It doesn't help me, but it's neat. There's a kid. Well, there you go. Whatever the odds were, we just met them. So that one's never going to be a Wentworth. It doesn't have the ability. The way I've got it built, I don't want any chance of water getting out. I can't put those torches back where they are. You can't put them on hoppers anymore in 1.14. I don't know why, but they just took it away. Which is largely okay. You can use carpet or something instead, but which also is not waterproofed. So when we have enough of these, the Wentworths will actually swim up. And the new zombies that are still just zombies will fall past. It's not happening right now. I don't know why. We need more zombies, apparently. But, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just sort of, in the long term, that's what happens. If we go in now and, first of all, let's not let new guys in. It doesn't matter that much, but I like the ability to store them up there if I'm doing something. Turn off the water because no reason to have it on. You guys should be at minimum in shutter mode. I'm going to release them and run. That's the part of the problem with my system. Damn it. Well, unfortunately that mouse issue remains a mouse issue apparently, so I don't like that. Oh. Hang on, let me kill this guy. Die. I don't have room to pick up stuff, which is fine. I don't really want the meat right now. But, I don't want that there. Anyway, these guys will eventually die. And one in 11 maybe, give me a gold ingot. So, why are you not damn it, I'm just going to have to go kill him. He's not following me. That may be an issue with these guys. Is there anything back there? They just don't think to follow you around if they're not in the water, which I don't like very much. No, there's no new stuff because see, that's the other problem. I'm not, unless I'm hiding up there, there's no, the spawner doesn't get activated. So what I'm really thinking too, is basically don't do this. Go up to the next floor. Up here. Well, up here, in fact. And we'll have the whole system up here where I am now, at least if I'm over here close enough to activate the spawner. And then I can just, stand in one place and they convert and I kill them and get gold and repeat forever. I mean, it's just a kind of almost, it's not quite AFK, although I guess it could be. Oh, I looked at the new, it's its own snapshot. It's got nothing to do with anything we have right now. But there's a new combat update on its way, which I like. I don't have anything practical to hit right now to show you what I'm talking about, but right now it used to be before, oh boy, 1.9 I think, that you can just do this. Yeah, or even just hold it down, I think, and it would just keep swatting, which was neat. They took it away. And the upside is to where the torches are in my left hand right now. We got that at the same time, so I do like that. The new system, I guess, so far. See, if I just do this, it basically doesn't hurt I have to hit it like 15 times to get any. Well, it's on fire, so that'll be helpful. The larger point is the new system. It's going to be if you do that, it won't swing the sword until you can. So the little off to the, hang on a sec, let me kill these guys so I can point something around. Down here when I get the sword ready, or after I've swiped the thing, there's a little sword that shows up like that. While it's recharging, you won't even be able to swing it. So that's nice. I like it. What else do they do? Swords have more reach than axes, and I guess pickaxes if you use those to kill something. But not by much. It's like half a meter. And then tridents and hoes. I want to say that a hatchet, as an example, you can hit something 3 meters away. The sword, I think, was 3.5, and the trident and the hoe, of all things, are 4, because they're, I guess, weapons that are long that you hold by the edge of the, I don't know. You hold it down here, not up here, is the thinking, they say. Whatever. So, what I want to do, yeah, I want to work toward, oh, this is all very strange room. I want to work toward being up here, which means I don't want slimes bothering me. So I think what I want to do is start carpeting. And I guess the most, I don't know if I care. Yeah, I probably do. If I want to stick with the black and gray stuff, the way I want to do that, oh, now I have a carrot because I left myself a space and someone took me up on that. Okay. Give me, if I, that's going to be a stack and a half, right? I think. Should be. Yeah, so that works. Now I've got room to work a bit. I guess what I could do is figure if that's black, that's gray, this is black. Just, okay, well, thanks for, I was working on something. You slimy troll. Stop. It's not about you. Don't want to talk. Just shut up and leave. Okay, so anyway, so somewhere around here I had a plan. I don't know what it was anymore. Gray is here, so black is here, I think. And then we can just, you know. This, I don't think, in the strictest sense, will prevent slimes from being a thing right away. I think they'll still spawn, like if I'm here and here, and they'll be able to spawn here. But they'll be the little dinky ones that who cares. And I can just, as I'm putting carpet down, I can backhand them with the carpet and everything. They just die. Doesn't matter. I should probably eat. So, yeah, I'd like to get this whole thing carpeted, even though it's not strictly part of what I'm doing. Let me do this with it real. I'll just finish this diagonal bit and come back with it. And it's the next level up that matters more if I'm going to have a thing to, I don't know why I'm shifting. I guess I could probably just do it this way. What the hell do I want? The Wentworth thing, if it's going to be up a level. That's where it really counts, that I don't want slimes just spawning and sneaking up from behind me. I could build a little room, and it would, you know, it's what we basically had already before I carpeted down where it is carpeted, but this is, I want to get this done anyway, so I'm just going to finish this row off so it's not all weird when I come back to do it for real. And then we can go upstairs and, well, upstairs from here anyway. The next level up. Oh, nuts. Are you kidding? I think this will get me 3 stacks. Yeah, so that works. So that just goes there, and then we fill that in, and then later we come back with gray and fill that in. What I'm trying to decide... You know what? Damn it. Where's that light? Obviously it's a 5x5 is black. Okay, let's just focus on that. It should all match up. I don't know if there's anything up here to worry about. Yeah, probably. 5 by... It was -5, right? I'm sure it was. No. Yeah, 5 by -5 is black. Okay, well, and that's our... It doesn't really matter, I suppose. I mean, it could just go off, but... There's something about the randomality of it that just, like, it seems like I didn't try very hard. So, we'll do it this way and just put these in where they go. And eventually, I'm just going to go off to that. It all has to be done, so I just... Doing it diagonally seems to be the best, fastest way, and then I can, you know, loop back and put them down diagonally next to it, and then at some point come down with gray, and it's not too hard to just smack them into the little open spots that I'm using the remaining stone bricks. It just goes away. It's fine. So this is a relatively boring thing to do. It's probably at least as boring to watch. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, if I ever play this back, I'm going to wonder what I was thinking. But it does indicate how this works. You know, illustrate. I guess. You know, why not? It's not really, wow, how you have to look up how to put down a carpet. It's not difficult. I'm just saying that it's a thing that's gotta, yeah, be done at... You can't even do this, like, cheatingly. I guess, theoretically, you could, you know, if you told a given space to be a given block, which in this case was black carpet. But since it's every other one, it's just, how do you even quantify that? It's just, you'd have to say, you know, at this point, and then nudge by one in, you know, in two directions. And it's just, who cares? This is just literally faster. I guess maybe creative mode to make sure you had all of the carpet you needed. That would be as cheaty as you could reasonably get without hurting yourself in the exchange for cheating. It doesn't... If you're going to cheat, you might as well benefit from cheating, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Not that I much like cheating, but, you know, sometimes it's just... You have to stop for food, you know. This is going to take a long, long time. But, and probably... in some sense, I'm being a little stupid with this because if I'm going to be working with water and redstone, I'm basically risking a lot of this carpet if we ever have a thing. Downstairs was a real problem because there were lava packets under the floor that just randomly. I didn't film that, but man, there was a lot of putting down carpet and then finding out 5 minutes later that there was lava setting just the whole damn room on fire once the carpet... And it just spreads. It just doesn't... It's, you know, like Los Angeles in August. It's terrible. Is it August when they always have their fire? It seems like it is. The winds swap around and get really... I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all dry and hot, which personally I like. Dry and hot is great. Don't like being on fire. Don't much like being in Los Angeles. It's just not the kind of place I go. I'm good with Denver, which is dry and sometimes hot when it's not being Antarctic, which is half the time. Okay, and I don't care. I'm working on things. Leave me out of this. You know, in all likelihood, as far as, you know, cheating this in, the closest I might get is having Hunter come in, and she likes to do this sort of thing. So you can, like, follow me around with the gray stuff and place that in where there's obvious places for it to go. If I just do this, am I wrong? No. Oh, wait, I forgot. You can't really stack too many of them. What am I doing? Yeah, so where am I on time at this point? 22. What else is new? Yeah, I don't want to bother filming the whole moving the Wentworth thing up a floor or two. It's really aggravating and it'll probably take some time, and it's a lot easier and probably more practical in the end to just build it off camera, go in and say, here's what I did, look at it, remember it, it's obvious, it's not a problem. You know, you can figure out or I can point out what I did, whatever, one way or the other. There's just not much point in it. That's a danger. Not much point in doing it on camera. It doesn't benefit anyone really, and it's just long and annoying, and then sometimes I'm wrong about where I'm putting stuff, and then I don't care that I'm wrong. I'm fine with being wrong. It's a scientist thing, but it is annoying, and just it wastes time while I'm filming. It wastes time anyway, but no one has to see that, so it's cool. If I get it wrong, I'll mention, here's where I got it wrong, and then this time, and that, I don't care. If you're not okay with being wrong, and most people aren't, it's freaky how they'll rationalize. They'll be wrong 17 more times to deny having been wrong. I don't, just get out. It's weird. But, yeah, I mean, like, if you're afraid of being wrong, avoid things like paleontology. Right now we're, I mean, it's probably settled. But, so there, you know, I did this arc thing recently-ish. That was miserable. The whole, oh, that's around a corner now. Oh, let's just go back and start from the edge. Yeah, or arc survival evolved, I guess is what it was. And what it was actually was a weird bloatware thing that just wrecked anyway. There's like this whole brontosaur thing that's, you know, Marsh found what he called Brontosaurus after he found what he called a Patasaurus, and then he wanted the... He was obsessed with every pebble he found. Had to be a whole new species, genus, whatever. He was wrong a lot, but he was arrogant enough he didn't care, which is one way to get around that. Well, he cared monumentally. That was actually the problem. Was he lied about he'd be wrong more and more and more just to try to cover up having been wrong the one time. And one of those was Brontosaurus. I don't think he found. It doesn't matter if he did. We didn't have the information at the time. Someone, I can't think who now, found Pachycephalosaurus wyomingensis at some point long ago. And then more recently, other people have found what were called Stygomolic spinifer, which was eventually considered to be probably a Pachycephalosaurus wyomingensis, but not as old. So like they transition as they age. And then more recently still, someone found Dracorix hugwartsia. Yeah. Someone had a contest. So what species do we get? Let's name it after Harry Potter. Thank hell we've let, citizen journalist people into this game. This field. Anyway, it's fine. It doesn't matter. And then that was very likely just a hatchling Pachycephalosaurus. So, okay. And then, but now someone and he hasn't released all this information, so here's where it can be wrong again. Evidently, or apparently, reportedly, someone's found juvenile Pachycephalosaurus wyomingensis, which doesn't look like a Stygomolic or a Dracorix or whatever, so maybe they are all separate species. Why not? It's possible. And then there's a whole Taurosaur thing from a few years ago where it turned out it was just a Triceratops horridus, but now it might not be. It might actually be. It's things go back and forth a lot. It's crazy how flexible the whole field really is. So if you're going to do anything more than say, hey, I think some of these things are dead, and even that's a little iffy because, I mean, one of my favorite dinosaurs, strictly speaking, is Geococcix californianus, which you may be more familiar with under the name Roadrunner, and it goes meep meep. It's a Silurosaur, it's a theropod. It just is, no debate. It's over. Which is hilarious because that means, at least cladistically, which is like, mostly what counts. Birds are Silurosaurs, are theropods, are Saurischians, are Archosaurs, are necessarily reptiles. So that freaks people out. But they're warm blood and feathers, they're reptiles. They just are. They count as reptiles. It's where they fall into the whole evolutionary deal. It's neat. I mean, arguably any tetrapod is ultimately a fish, but it's not as simple as that. It's more, they actually are just still reptiles. The scales, scutes, whatever you want to call them. They don't have teeth, they have beaks. They're endothermic instead of ectothermic, although then you get the alligators, which are not strictly either. They're not even gigantothermic, although they're pretty big. But they have a form of... They're marginally homeothermic is what it is. It's a thing. It doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, birds are reptiles, and Stygomolic spinifer probably did in fact exist. Who knew? I mean, fine, that's great. It's a neat animal, and whether it's just a Pachycephalosaurus that went through a phase as a teenager, or is its own animal. It's a cool looking animal. It's got a neat name if we get to keep it. So there's that, for whatever right. I don't know why. Oh, because sometimes people get things wrong. In 1999, someone found what he called, what scientists eventually called, paleontologists eventually called Archaeoraptor leoninghensis, which was really neat. And it was a little too neat. It turned out to be I still don't know whether I want to call it a hoax, but what it was a new dromaeosaur. Which is like a velociraptor. Or a Deinonychus or something. But, it was in the matrix, which is, it's just a sciencey way of saying the rock that it's in. It was, split. There's two halves to it. And one half was really, really, really bird-like. It was like bird-like beyond precedent, which was a bit of a hint that there was something going on. And eventually, in testing, it turned out that the bird part was, well, a bird and shouldn't have been applied to the missing half of this dromaeosaur. What we did get out of it, though, was an animal called Microraptor Wronginess, I think. And then there's a better, newer species called Gooey. It's this four-winged flying dromaeosaur. I think it's still a dromaeosaur. Again, I mean, you don't want to say too much because then you'll be wrong. You have to concede the point. But yeah, I think we're done with that. Where are we on time? Got to be out, right? Yeah, just about exactly. So you see what I'm doing though. This whole, you know, any slimes that occur on this level. Once I get this all in, it's just going to be little stupid things that I can kick. So that'll work. I don't have anywhere practical to hide from slimes. Oh, there's one now. Yeah, like this. Who cares? You know, bye. So that's over with. I'm just going to back away. I can go over here real quick. No good reason, I just can. These boxes that I had these largely filled up while I was clearing out this whole room. And, I still got like some, oh, you know what? I still have carpet in here. I still have, yeah, I forgot all about that. Cool. Give me those. What's that? Gray. Well, we'll get to that. But I've got lights left over, and that one's empty, and this one, there's just some sporadic assorted. Like, I could probably consolidate this all down into a couple of boxes, but it's cool for now. And then I got this to, you know, get empty shulker boxes out of to get all the cobblestone upstairs. But I'm out of time, so it's irrelevant. I'll just get out of here for now and get that floor finished. Probably get the gray stuff in too, although we'll see how tired I am by the time I get done with what I'm actually doing right now. And in any case, I'll just see you next time, so bye.